Now go absolutely crazy for the newest Olympian live!
Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, what is good? It is a delight to be here in your lovely city, in your lovely country, in your lovely state. My first time actually doing Brisbane proper. When we were here last time, it was only like one night, but this time, been here for like a whole week. And I gotta say, when I told people I was going to Brisbane for a while, a lot of people in other cities were like, 5 days in Brisbane, really? I've had a delightful time. I don't understand what everyone was freaking out about. I've had a lovely time. We ended up going on like a river cruise to a koala sanctuary. We've gone to multiple botanical gardens. We've gone on a bunch of hikes. The baby's gone swinging on all of your playgrounds in your city. Like, it's been a delight. It's been really good. And it has been really good even the way it started, because I hopped off the plane at whatever the 3-letter abbreviation is with a dream in my cardigan. And BNE. Okay. So I hopped on the plane at BNE with a dream in my cardigan. And when we took the train into Brissy, which Brissy is it? Yes. Okay. And then is it IE or Y? Oh, this is exactly what happened. This is exactly what happened. I looked on the internet, and the internet was like, no consensus. And so has the crowd. We'll figure that out later, I guess. But anyway, we get in and take the train, and like my stomach wasn't feeling great. And I was like, okay, maybe it was the like free food I got on the plane. It was like meat and cheese pies or whatever. Maybe it's that. And I also get motion sick pretty easily. So I was like, okay, it could have just been that. Then we're moving all our bags, and we got like lots of bags because I'm on tour and vacation and babies require many things. And we're going, and is there a name for that bridge where it's like the new big walking bridge? It's like uphill all the way and it goes to like the South Bank area. Yeah. Yes, that one. It's got the guy's like face on a statue at the end. Yeah. So like if you go from across over to where the botanical garden is, and like that's where that guy's like statue is and everything, at the end there's like a little water fountain. And what I would recommend everyone do when you think of that water fountain is just know that when we were getting into town, I was pushing all these bags and I was really not feeling good, and then I hit like the bump over there and I fell over, and then I went over to the water fountain and I threw up real big on that bridge. Real big. There were some helpful late teens, early 20s people who helped with the bags and stuff, and I like got cleaned up the best that I could. And then we soldiered on, but it was just a great start to the trip. And it's all been from there. But yeah, now anytime you're on that bridge, just think, Mike Schubert threw up really big at the end of this bridge. So anyway, we're here to talk about Percy Jackson, obviously. And I am always joined by a special guest on these journeys, my journey going through the series for the very first time. And this time I'm joined by someone who you may have seen if you came to the Sydney show last time. You may have heard if you listened to that episode. And you also may have seen her lovely artwork all across the internet and sometimes the TNO space. Please make some noise for our guest, not technically Brisbane's own because she's from Gold Coast, but that's close enough. So Queensland's own Sarah Barra. Make some noise. Hello. How's it going?
I'm good. I was having a laugh at the back.
Yeah,
what are you telling?
We didn't talk about that backstage. Yeah, that's it was a fun one. It was cool. I'm happy to be here though, and not feeling sick anymore.
Perfect.
It was, at least it was the beginning of the trip, right? Then everything in Brisbane's all uphill. Also, I know from what people warned me, there were some nice people in the crowd who were like, hey, when you're here in Brisbane, there's going to be a national holiday on Monday that sounds like it's a cool thing that you should celebrate because it is called Australia Day. They were like, do not do that though.
Exactly.
That is bad. That is why for this show, I am wearing a shirt that Kelly got where it's like made by a company called Clothing the Gap. And yeah, they like do a lot of things for Indigenous people. So it's got like the Indigenous flag. And then on the back, the reason Kelly got it is it says didgeridoo the right thing.
Yes.
Which is cool. So I was like, all right, I should wear that for the quote-unquote Australia Day show. And the real way that we are anti-celebrating is we fly to New Zealand tomorrow. We're really doing our civic duty of not celebrating.
Getting out of Australia.
Yeah, getting out. And now you all get the pleasure of the only show I've ever done in shorts and a T-shirt. Whoa! So... you can brag.
Yes.
Yeah, it is also so humid. What's happening? Why am I in Florida? What?
It is Queensland, so yes.
So we're going to be covering chapters 18 and 19 of The House of Hades. You've now been on the podcast 3 times, so this will be your third time. So I can ask you your third time guest question. We've already got your cabin. We've already got how you found the books. So what would your nectar and ambrosia taste like? Like the ideal food, ideal drink?
So for nectar, I think it would be just a long black. Because coffee, nice.
No, the coffee game here very strong.
Yeah, but I take coffee like literally just a long black, no sugar, nothing, plain black.
Cool.
And for food, I think it's an avocado sandwich, but from my country.
Chile. Cool.
Yes.
What
correct.
makes it special about
It's
Chile?
the bread.
Oh, the bread.
Yes, I miss bread. Actual real bread.
Oh, hot take. Australia doesn't have bread.
I mean, the Coles bread is not the best bread.
I couldn't imagine.
Yeah, right.
What's the Chilean bread? Is it like, is it soft and squishy? What's the deal?
Kind of crusty outside and very soft in the middle.
Okay.
So you open it, it's just like a fluffy bread that you can fill up with a bunch of other items, of course.
Sounds good.
And I usually have it just like, it's literally avocado on toast, but with a different bread. So that should be it.
Does that particular bread have a special name?
Yes, it's called Marraqueta. So yes,
sounds delicious. Let's find a Chilean bakery.
I mean, if you want to see, no, there is a Chilean restaurant in Brisbane area, which is very good. I will recommend, but it's a little bit like in my way from the Gold Coast to Brisbane. I don't even remember the name, but it's very good. You should try it, and they have their own bread. They made their own bread there. So.
Cool. Great. Fun. Look how much we're learning tonight. Let's get into these chapters, though. So we're going to begin with chapter 18, which is called Frank. We'll obviously retail it by the end. Where we last left our heroes, they had decided to leave out into Venice to figure out who owns the fancy book with the gold leafing on the cover that they recently acquired from the twin monkeys. So chapter 18 begins with the following quote: Frank might have liked Venice if it hadn't been summertime and tourist season, and if the city wasn't overrun by large, hairy creatures. He notes that it's already hard to navigate with the people that are there, but the monsters make it even worse. So
Queensland.
Sure, yeah. Is it notoriously bad with tourists and stuff?
Well, I live in the Gold Coast, so yes.
Yeah. Okay. I've heard that Gold Coast can get quite touristy at particular times.
Yes. It's not the best time.
Okay. Yeah. Look, I live in New York. I get it. I try to avoid Times Square. So. Says it's hard to navigate. Monsters are making it even worse. And they see one of these monsters kind of work out a plant from a crack in the pavement, and then they begin to eat it. And Frank feels good about the fact that they're herbivores. Like, okay, they're not going to try to eat me. They're eating plants. This is good. Now, Hazel holds his hand and says that as long as they don't supplement their diet with demigods, they should be okay. That should be fine. And yeah, look, she's right. But Frank loves that she's holding his hand. Huge. Very good. Look, it's honestly very good to see them do cute coupley things because I feel like they decided to start dating right as the second book was ending / the third book was beginning, and we all know how that one started with a giant war beginning.
Yes.
So it's just like, hey, you want to
need
date
each other.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Hey, would you like to date? Sure, that sounds good. Oh,
We're
worst
going to
day
war
ever.
now.
Yeah, right. Oh, like you want to talk about Percy and Annabeth getting derailed? At least they had like a month or two to have a fun time being a couple.
That's something.
Yeah, Frank and Hazel got
an hour.
30 minutes? Yeah, like nothing. Absolutely nothing. So it's fun to see them be able to have some cute moments. Frank loves that she's holding his hand, and he loves feeling needed and useful, which I think is good. As the narrator...
My boy. Cute.
Yeah, it's very cute. As the narrator, he clarifies that he doesn't mean to say that Hazel can't handle herself, but he likes feeling like her bodyguard, and especially because he's had the thing going on with his two dads yelling inside of his brain.
That's a nightmare.
Not fun at all. Because that's been going on, he felt like he wasn't bringing his best to the team. So for him to do something where he can be needed and can be useful, he feels good. So I totally get it. I like it. So he thinks that if any monster messes with Hazel, he's going to turn into a rhino and then launch them into the nearest canal, which I think is fantastic. And then what's even better is that he follows up this thought by wondering, can I actually turn into a rhino? I've never turned into a rhino before. I don't know if I could turn into a rhino.
He can try.
He can try, look, and we'll see if he does it in this chapter. He might, and we'll see how it goes. Nico points out a location and goes, there. Frank notices that this location is free of mortals, but it is highly trafficked by the monsters. Nico then instructs Frank to look farther down the alleyway, and he sees it, the black house that they are after. Now, it's the only black house that they have seen in Venice, and I feel like that tracks. I don't know if you've ever been to Venice.
No.
I've been once, and I feel like it's very like old school white and marble kind of architecture.
So
like,
if you see a black building, it's like...
it would be weird. Like, I don't know if Venice has strict neighborhood rules like some of the towns where...
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't know if the Cinque Terre, like... I'm not sure if they have strict colors that you need to be, but they have all the very colorful buildings in some of the neighborhoods. I know there's a cute little town near Busan, Korea that like does, like, if you want to repaint your house, I think you have to like apply with the government to be like, can I paint my house this color? Because it's this very like
very
pastel, bright. Yeah. So I can completely see how a black house just stands out like a sore thumb. So he sees this thinking, okay, that's probably the black house. It's the only one we've seen. Hazel does not love the vibes. It feels cold to her. And Nico says that Hazel is right, as the street is covered in, it's spelled like lemurs with an E. I don't know if it's like lemurs. I don't know how it's pronounced, but I'm assuming it's lemurs because Frank guesses you don't mean the, quote, furry little guys from Madagascar. And that's a great pull for lemurs, because that is the point of reference for, I feel like, a lot of people.
Yes.
Unless you've been to a zoo or some part of the world where they are more common. So that getting pulled as the reference I thought was very funny and very much time-stamped.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
This. And it is like, I like where Percy Jackson operates, where like it's basically a world, but not 100% confirmed. But now canonically, the film Madagascar
it's canon.
does exist. Like, that's fantastic to me. Nico explains that lemurs are angry ghosts that go all the way back to the Roman times. And he says that they hang out in a lot of Italian cities. His mom used to tell him stories about ghosts in Venice. And Frank wonders more about Nico's past, but he's afraid to press and ask more questions, which I can totally understand because we've had Frank mention more and more often throughout these chapters. He's like, hey, this Nico kid is so terrifying. So I can understand.
This kid is weird.
Yeah, I can understand him not wanting to ask.
But he's my girlfriend's brother, so.
Oh yeah, dude, you got. Oh my, I didn't even think about this. He's your in-law. You got to get over this hump, dude. You're gonna have to do it. But I can also see him not wanting to press too much because obviously his mother has a tragic backstory, so it's kind of hard to like.
All of them, though.
Except
Sally.
Does it weirdly become normal for demigods to be like, well, everything sucks, so there's no question about your parentage that's too touchy?
Or probably both sides, because you have your mother or father and then your godly parent also.
Right.
So it's awkward in any way.
Yeah, maybe there's no questions that are off limits, but I can understand the instinct of being like, his mom died really tragically. I don't know if I want to ask him too many questions about his mom, and then he'll be sad about remembering his mom. So
Nick is already sad.
He's always sad. He's always sad. Yeah, it wouldn't change anything. So yeah, whatever. It's just par for the course. It's just Tuesday. So Hazel gives him a look like, it's okay. Nico needs to have more practice talking to people.
Which is not wrong.
Not wrong. Hazel clocks it immediately. Frank guesses that Nico's mom was Italian. Was the last name a hint at all? He asks if she was from Venice. Nico confirms, saying that she met Hades here in the 1930s. And I think this is fun because I don't think it was ever established before this that she was like Italian and not like Italian-American.
Oh, okay.
Italian.
For me, it was Italian for sure.
Yeah.
From the start. Or maybe because I read all of these books so quickly that it just merged everything like all together. So I remember, it's from Italy, of course.
I can also understand the difference of, so when you read this book, did you read it in English or in Spanish?
In English.
Okay.
Yes.
When you read the first 5, was it in English or in Spanish first?
Also English.
Okay. Then how did you know that Dr. Pepper got changed to...
Because I reread them later
Okay,
in
you reread
Spanish.
them later in Spanish.
Yes.
Okay. I still can understand the international perspective of hearing D'Angelo and being like, oh, his mom must be Italian, whereas being not only American, but me being like very small percentage Italian American and growing up in a very Italian American place where I'm just like, oh, like I knew people with the last name D'Angelo. Like it's like
that makes sense.
My instinct is just like, oh yeah, just you know, a white guy, like, not necessarily.
Which Nico is not really that white.
Well, they
he
say
looks like a.
well,
he looks like sick. But that's different.
I was gonna say, he's definitely pale.
It's a different kind of white.
But yeah, I can understand the international perspective being like this, and then mine being like, well, I'm from America, so everything's American, right? Yeah, so.
Hopefully not.
No, God. We were walking, Kelly and I were walking through some park in Brisbane, and then they had like a big screen where it was showing like cycles of news and stuff. And we couldn't see what the text was, but I had a picture of Trump. And at the same time, we said, oh, what did he do now? Just let us be in peace. Oh, please. Just something. It's always something. Stay tuned for when he tries to take over Tassie, I guess. I don't know, man. Once he gets Greenland, kill me. But anyway, Percy Jackson. So, it says that she met Hades there in the 1930s. They fled to the U.S. as World War II approached. And I was like, oh, yeah, right. Italy, World War II. Oh, boy. He doesn't remember much about Italy, but he can still speak the language. And Frank tries to think up a response, but he draws a blank. As the narrator, he goes, saying, oh, that's nice, just didn't feel right.
I agree.
He lands on saying it must have been hard for your mom and that people will just do anything for those that they love. And that's a good response. Well done, Frank. I appreciate that. And Hazel gives Frank a good job hand squeeze, which is super cute. So Frank then pivots to asking about the lemurs. This is great, especially we just did an episode we recorded of Professional Talkers, the podcast I do at Sequoia about navigating awkward conversations. And we did, the one that we just recorded was having a conversation with someone that you don't like, but they don't know you don't like them. Ooh. And a big thing of that is like at any point that you can kind of take the conversation away from, you know, the two of you, then it allows you, if you're talking about something else, you're not running the risk of letting them know how you actually feel about them. Not that this is this situation, but maybe let's stop getting into the thing where I might be asking questions I'm uncomfortable with. Let's get back to, so what are these lemurs all about? Like, he's following our advice. It's pretty good. And everyone should listen to the podcast. It's really good. So he asks about the lemurs, and he specifically asks, how do we avoid the lemurs? They do not sound like fun. I don't want to deal with these people. Nico says that he's on the case. He's putting out a message that they should leave them alone. He does not describe how, but he says he's doing it. And I was just like, yeah.
Telepathically? I don't know. It's just like vibing.
Probably.
Just
like putting up like an AIM away message, like, don't mess with us. So
Tag
AOL
everyone.
Instant Messenger. So Nico suggests, let's just keep it moving. Narrator Frank says, quote, halfway across the piazza, everything went wrong, but it had nothing to do with ghosts. So they are skirting around a fountain, and Hazel loses her footing on a cobblestone. Frank catches her, further proving that the Heroes of Olympus series is a K-drama. But a half a dozen of these...
Does he have the slow motion also of her?
Always, and the music of the... Yeah, of course.
Amazing.
Of course. It does it from 12 different camera angles. Yeah. There's an ad for some American food chain like Subway in the background. Yeah. Why is the guy eating KFC? Yeah, exactly. But she falls, he catches her. Half a dozen of the beasts take notice. Frank then locks eyes with one and instantly is hit with a wave of nausea. Hazel apologizes for being a klutz. Nico says that it's not her fault, and he points to the ground. And there are green plant tendrils moving through the ground, through the cobblestone. So these green plant tendrils are moving, and they seem to be following our demigods back and forth. All of the cows are staring at the team now, and Frank can tell from his animal knowledge that their vibe is, you're in the way of our food, and that makes you the enemy. Mm-hmm. So
Terrifying.
No, terrifying. And like, because when they describe the monsters, they describe them as these big cows with their heads hanging low, and they don't seem particularly scary. And in the previous chapter, I think Jason and Leo, or Jason and Frank, were like going back and people were going back and forth about like, are they nice? Like, I don't know, they seem fine. But even if I'm thinking of mortal cows that I know of, just like the size of them alone, it's just I don't want to. I don't want to be in the other
many
side.
there.
There's a lot of them.
That's
and
the
they're
problem
big.
too.
Yeah, there's many of them. They're big. They're heavy. I don't know. Even if it's a regular cow, like I don't want to be in the wrong side of regular cow. So I can understand not wanting to be on the side of like
Monster cow.
monster cow, nausea cow, green
No, no, no,
eye
no, no.
cow. I totally understand. So they're staring at the team, getting this vibe. Frank starts to formulate a plan. He knows that there's too many of these cows to take on at once, and he fears that something worse than nausea will happen if he makes prolonged eye contact with them. So he tells the others that he's going to be the distraction, and he warns them all, don't make eye contact. He tells them to slowly approach the black house, but then the creatures get ready to attack. So Frank says, never mind, run! And so I wrote in my notes that never mind should be one word. It's weird that it's never space mind. It just, the space looks so wrong. Also, like, never mind, like, never mind. I'm not even a little, never mind. Narrator Frank
I
says,
don't think my copy said that. Like it.
oh,
Never mind.
No, I think he did. Mine did. I don't know. I'm working with the British English PDF.
Oh, I have the American.
Oh wait, in America, I don't think it's one
I
word.
don't know.
I don't think it's one word in America because I will like type it in my phone and the autocorrect will always be like, "You mean never space mind?"
Interesting.
I think, or am I doing it? Am I like, is this Mandela effect and I've become British now? But you guys do that because you say like favorite and flavor. Never mind one word.
I know, yeah.
Oh, wait. In British English, it's one word?
I think that's what it is because I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm going to check my very legal PDF because it's the British one. Okay.
Mine should be 2 words in almost all contexts.
Right. Okay. When is it one word? Never.
That's
sorry.
what you said.
Oh, if I'm saying never mind.
Yeah, I think if it's like verbal, it's never mind, but if it's written, it's never mind.
Okay.
So it's
Wait.
So it's correct? So it's correct, is it?
No. That's not how words work.
wait.
If someone in a book is saying,
If-
oh, never mind,
Oh.
but if you're writing like an essay, never mind the blah, blah, blah of this, it would be 2 words.
Okay, but you should tell that to Rick Riordan, or at least
The editor.
Rick Riordan, because in the UK, or his editor, I don't know, the UK publication has never space mind, Frank said. Run, I don't know. We had too long in the beginning where I had my issue with my notes where we got to move on. Never mind this. Narrator Frank says, quote, as it turned out, Frank could not turn into a rhino and he lost valuable time trying. Nico and Hazel head for a side street. Frank gets in front of the beasts, tries to go in rhino mode. He can't. He cites that the reason that it didn't work was the internal dad's yelling in his brain too much. Then 2 cows head towards Nico and Hazel. Frank tries to yell for them to go back and, stay with the herd, but all of these other beasts surround Frank. They start exhaling green gas from their nostrils.
Not fun.
No.
Disgusting.
Disgusting, for sure. Frank takes a step back to avoid it, but he almost passes out from the smell. And then he starts panicking about what animal he should become. And then he sees the city's mascot, much like Brisbane's AFL team, the Lions. Congratulations on your 2025 Cup Championship. Yeah.
Second
Let's
time.
go.
Was second time, right?
Yeah, they won twice.
Yeah, twice.
Good job.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And RL, that's the rugby league,
Yeah.
which is the Broncos. Yeah. And how are the Bullets doing? Terrible. The Brisbane Bullets is the basketball team. I walk past. What do you mean we have a basketball team? I've seen promotional material for the Brisbane Bullets all across. They're doing a Space Jam week where they're wearing Space
Really?
Jam. They're wearing Monstars jerseys.
I need to get on board with this.
I know. I think I need to start rooting for the Brisbane Bullets. I did look up the roster to see. I was like, is there any washed NBA players that are on the team? There are not, sadly. They're in other leagues and other teams and stuff. Is anyone caught up on how the Bullets are doing? How are they?
Last on the ladder.
Are they traditionally bad as they are currently last on the ladder? Or okay. How long have the Brisbane Bullets been around? Like a long time? A long time, and have they just been bad forever? Oh, the Bullets, come on. Wait, hold on. Okay, guys. I need you look very confident. They were around for a long time, they went away for a long time. Did they like go to a different city, or were they just like, we're so tired? Okay, we're just not the Bullets anymore. They've come back and they're bad.
Oh no.
Damn. The name is cool, the logo's cool, the colors are cool. Yeah, hey, we have fun, and that's what it's all about. So anyway, Percy Jackson, Frank turns into a lion, and I'm glad he turns into a lion because the city's mascot being a lion was brought up. They were like, oh, the statues, look at all these lions. And I was like, this feels too weird to not come back.
Yeah, too on the nose.
Yeah, so we've got Chekhov's lion. They have returned. And then Frank, as a lion, growls and pounces on top of the fountain, and 3 of these cows attack him. Frank slashes 2 of them into dust, and then he bites a 3rd in the neck and then tosses it aside. Frank.
I think in this part, he actually said, like, I'm the top of the food chain or something like that, like very hyping himself up. It was great.
Yeah, it's good. It's pretty good. It was cool, and it's a shame that Hazel was passed out and couldn't see how cool Frank was in this moment, because he probably looked really cool.
But he doesn't know that yet.
Yeah, so maybe the whole time he was doing, he's like, oh, I'm looking so cool, turn to Hazel.
Yep.
So 7 are left. 2 of them are chasing Hazel and Nico. Frank roars again, and the monsters retreat a little bit. He jumps off the fountain, and he continues to bare his fangs while trying to position himself in a spot to help Nico and Hazel. He then takes a step in their direction, and a cow can tell what's up. So he charges full speed at Frank while puffing out green smoke. Frank slashes it down, but the gas is all around him. He forces himself not to inhale, but the fumes still burn his nose and they still burn his eyes. Nico starts screaming Frank's name, and then Frank notices that he has turned back into human form. The cows are waiting to see what Frank does next. Frank sees that Nico is under an archway. He's gesturing for Frank to join him, and he's standing next to 2 piles of monster dust. So seemingly Nico has bested the 2 that chased after him and Hazel, but Hazel is motionless, propped up against a wall, which doesn't seem ideal in my non-Dr. Stephen Parr medical opinion. That feels not great.
I don't think that it's good.
No. Yeah, because kind of like me on that bridge. Whoa, I'm not in a good spot. Talking about nausea. Frank sprints over, grabs her shoulders. Her head sags low. Not ideal. Nico explains that she got hit with a blast of smoke, and he laments not being fast enough to save her. And the narrator, Frank, says, quote, Frank couldn't tell if she was breathing. Rage and despair battled inside him. He'd always been scared of Nico. Now he wanted to dropkick the son of Hades into the nearest canal. Maybe that wasn't fair, but Frank didn't care. Neither did the war god screaming in his head. So I like that he immediately recognizes that he might be overreacting here, and it's not Nico's fault. I mean, he did still defeat them just a little bit too late. Like, it's not easy.
Yeah, I also love that the 2 gods are just like yelling, kill him, or whatever it was.
Yeah, you know what we needed? 2 more Coach Hedges. We really need
just kill him.
More people yelling about murder. Frank says that they got to return Hazel to the Argo 2, the Wrath of Cortex. The cows call for... okay, good. I was worried that one wouldn't hit, but of course Australia knows Crash Bandicoot. The cows call for reinforcements. Nico knows that they can't make it on foot, so he tells Frank to turn into an eagle and to not worry about him. Frank isn't sure if he can muster it up, given that his face still feels like it's burning, and he's about to try, but then he hears a voice behind him say that his friends can't help him since they don't know the cure. So Frank turns around and sees what looks like a young man in a denim shirt and denim pants, and he's outside the black house. He looks friendly, but Frank doubts that he is and doubts that he's even a man. But he doesn't care. He wants to save Hazel. He asks this guy if he can cure her, and that guy says yes, but he does add, quote, but you'd better hurry inside. I think you've angered every catobleps in Venice. And what a word, catobleps.
I didn't even try to pronounce that.
First time for me,
that's
the first time I said it. It felt good, but I don't know. Any Greeks in the crowd want to... Catobleps? Yeah, but the audiobooks, so if the audiobooks say catobleps, I don't trust it because they also call Arion the horse Orion, like he's the constellation.
No, that's a different name.
Yeah, I don't know. So, okay, I will resort to Dr. Moya as the true expert, so we'll all learn in a year.
Can we talk about the full denim?
The full denim, yeah. So is full denim, that's what a Canadian tuxedo is, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, because I don't know.
Yeah. I thought that's what, like, if you wear denim and denim, it's called a Canadian tuxedo, but I've never rocked it, so I wasn't sure. I also didn't know if in Australia that reference would go down. But yeah, the denim is a choice, for sure.
It is.
I wonder, and I will have to ask Dr. Moy, like, if there's a reason given that this person is a god, but we later learn he's like a farming guy, so I guess that's the thing.
Maybe?
But just
but
like,
still full denim?
Full denim, right? Like if he was wearing, like big overalls and a white T-shirt underneath, like that would more feel like traditional
that
farming.
That makes more sense.
Me.
Oh, but they needed to make it, I don't know, fashionable.
Yeah, or Italian.
Maybe.
Yeah. Both, some would say. Yeah. So that's the end of chapter 18, which I've retitled "Don't Huff the Green Stuff." What have you retitled chapter 18?
I didn't think about it. I tried to look cool, but my girlfriend is passed out.
Yeah, perfect. Let's keep it rolling with chapter 19, which is also called Frank, but we'll retitle it. It opens with, quote, "They barely made it inside." So good, stressful, but good. The beasts are trying to ram the door down, but the man assures them that they will not be able to enter. Frank doesn't like this guy's lack of urgency. He feels a little too chill for him. So the denim guy then instructs Frank to bring her farther into the building. Adrenaline is coursing through Frank's veins as he can feel Hazel shivering as he holds her. It scares him, but it does comfort him knowing that she's still alive. It looks like her lips are turning green, but Frank can't tell if it's her side effects or his side effects with his blurred vision. He's like, her lips are green. Is that her problem or a me problem? I'm not quite sure. Yeah. Or honestly, probably both. Narrator Frank says, quote, "His eyes still burned from the monster's breath. His lungs felt like he'd inhaled a flaming cabbage," which we've all done before. So we know what that feels like. If I had a nickel for every time I inhaled a flaming cabbage. He didn't know why the gas had affected him less than it had Hazel. Maybe she'd gotten more of it in her lungs. He would have given anything to change places if it meant saving her. Frank, so sweet. So
Adorable.
sweet. Really cute. So Frank's dad's voices in his head tell him to kill everyone in the room. The front room of the house is like a greenhouse filled with plants under fluorescent lights. Frank wonders if this is a Venetian thing because all of the canals don't have soil, so maybe you have to plant indoors like this. The back room is a combination garage/college dorm/computer lab. And what was funny with this description, obviously this was before I knew what it was, just when they said the combination of canals and greenhouse, I thought of, if anyone's been to Disney or heard me talk about this on the pod, the ride at Epcot that's called like Living with the Land, where it's like a boat ride and they have all these greenhouses. And I was like, oh, this kind of thinks like that, but surely that's not it. And then a couple pages later, it's like farming guy. I was like, oh, I did it. But yeah, the other back area, it's like a combination garage, college dorm, computer lab, which of course makes me think of the Das Races song combination Pizza Hut Taco Bell to be like, I'm at the garage college dorm, I'm at the computer lab. So there are servers and laptops which have farming images displayed on their screensavers. And when they said that, I was like, oh, right. I feel like someone in a previous chapter said something about farming. I don't remember at what point, but this isn't coming out of nowhere for me. Maybe the twins, I couldn't remember. The room also has a single bed, a wardrobe full of denim clothes, and a pile of farming equipment. Oh, yeah, look, he's just one of those guys that wear the same thing every day, blah, blah, blah. The garage portion has a large garage door and a red and gold open carriage single axle chariot, just like the ones Frank raced at Camp Jupiter. And I can't remember if they said that they also did chariot races at Camp Jupiter, but it's cool that they do them. And I now want to see a race between the Camp Jupiter people and the Camp Half-Blood people. Could be really fun. Yeah. There are wings around the driver's box. There's also a sleeping spotted python next to one of the wheels. And the man tells Frank to put Hazel on the bed. She is limp, and now Frank can tell, oh, she's for sure turning green. Frank asks the man what those beasts were and what they did to Hazel, and he answers, Catablepones, singular catableps. In English, it means downlooker, and they are called that because, and then Nico smacks his head in like a, oh, duh, kind of moment, and he fills in, they're always looking down. And he states that he recalls reading about them, and Frank goes, now you remember? And then we get this quote from the book. Nico hung his head almost as low as a catableps. I, used to play this stupid card game when I was younger, Mythomagic. And I was like, don't you dare call it stupid.
It's not stupid.
It's not stupid, and it might be real. Please make it
real.
Please make it real.
I got so excited when I saw it.
Yeah, look, and as I had on the podcast and in the reels that I posted and stuff, like they crafted the rules. Like when they made the set, like they worked with game designers and made rules. So like
I want it.
It's in play. play.
Please let me draw one card. Just one card.
Here's what I'll say. Because when I went to set, we went to the prop room and they had like all the stuff and they had the big Mythomagic set. And me and all the podcasters were like, yo, why is this here for season 2? What's going on? And we saw, and they did have like a full set of cards. Like they had cards with like art and description. Like it looked like Magic the Gathering cards.
Yes.
They had like moves and subtext and like all this stuff and stats. Like they've got it, folks. It's there. It was cool. Oh, super duper cool.
We just need it.
We need, look, Disney, do you want to make so much money from nerds? Do you want to make so much money from nerds?
It's not even just the cards, because they also show figurines. So there will be a bunch of money.
So much money. It's a combo.
It is.
It's a combo of dice, miniatures, and cards.
Yes.
So it's Magic plus D&D plus like Warhammer, I guess. It's like, you got to do.
It's a lot of money.
You can charge so much for this board game, and all of us will be like, yeah, dude, like $500 Australian? Well, yeah, sure. Like, we'll get it. But anyway, this Percy Jackson. So he says, I used to play this stupid card game when I was younger, Mythomagic. The Catobleps were one of the monster cards. Frank blinked. I played Mythomagic. I never saw that card. It was in the Africanus Extreme expansion pack. Expansion deck. Oh, their host cleared his throat. Are you two done geeking out, as they say?
They're bonding,
yes,
okay?
Yes, it's so
That's how
good.
you do it.
And I wanted to jump through the book and smack this guy, be like, let them keep talking about Mythomagic. I need to know everything. Nico apologizes and explains that Catoblepones have poison breath and poison gaze, which to me both sound like Pokémon attacks. Catoblepones use poison gaze! He thought that they only lived in Africa, and the denim dude says, yeah, they're native to Africa, but they were brought to Venice hundreds of years ago, much like bin chickens. And they ask if they are familiar with St. Mark. And Frank wants to yell at these two because this does not seem relevant, and we should get onto the saving my girlfriend portion of our activity
very
time
fair.
together. Yeah, but he doesn't want to upset the person who can heal Hazel, so instead he tries to play along, and he goes, oh, what do saints have to do with Greek mythology? And the denim guy says that St. Mark is the patron saint of the city, and he died in Egypt many moons ago. In the Middle Ages, relics of saints were big tourist attractions, so the Venetians stole his remains via a barrel of like pickled vegetables or something, and then brought them to their large church of San Marco. And Frank thinks that's gross, and the denim dude goes, yup, and you can't do something so evil and not face karmic retribution. And that retribution took the form of the Catoblepones. They were stowaways on the ship, and they've been breeding like mad ever since. They feed off the magical poison roots that grow in Venice. And then he keeps talking and doesn't dwell on the magical poison roots that grow in Venice. Like, they don't ever revisit that. He's like, oh, yeah, magical poison roots that grow in Venice. I was like, why are there magical poison roots that grow in Venice? What's happening?
Another story.
Maybe it'll come up, but at least where I have read, it has not. So magical poison roots that grow in Venice, and it makes their breath even more poisonous. So he begins to go on about why they attack the demigods, but Frank stops him short and asks, look, can you just cure Hazel? And this guy says, possibly. Frank does not love that he says possibly.
Not a very good choice of words.
No, I would love for you to say, oh, yeah, sure, no problem. Frank then puts his hand under Hazel's nose and can't feel her breathing. So he asks Nico, is she doing that thing that you did where you were in a jar and eating one pomegranate seed a day? And Nico says that he's not sure if she knows how, saying that since her dad is technically Pluto and that's a Children of Hades thing, doesn't know if Hazel knows how to do it. The denim dude is then put off by this, saying that he doesn't like Children of Hades and he could smell it on them and he never would have let them in if he knew they were children of the underworld. So this guy is also prejudiced. Yay, cool. Very cool and fun. Frank assures him that Hazel's a good person. He tells this dude that he promised. He's saying, like, you promised to help her. And he goes, I never said I promised. And
just imagine him with full denim saying, I never promised you anything.
Yeah, I just like Frank wanted to punch him in the face. Nico also wants to punch him in the face, but he actually wants to slice him with a sword. He threatens him at sword point, says, you better help my sister. And then the denim guy goes, oh, blah, 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 and waves his hand and then turns Nico into a corn plant. This kid can't catch a break. He can't catch a break.
Poor Nico.
He is trapped in a jar.
His life, though, the whole adventure.
Everything.
Adventure?
Everything about him. He just like, anytime he's back, it's like, okay, Nico's ready to be part of this book. Something happens to him. He's in a jar. He gets poured out of the jar. He has to like crawl around on the floor and stuff. In this book, he's just like minding his own, eating breakfast, and then they run into stuff and a bunch of like plates and cutlery fall into his head and he gets knocked out. Like, this kid can't have anything go right for him for 2 consecutive chapters. He's a corn plant now. The denim dude says, children of 80s should talk less and listen more, and maybe now he can since he has ears. Yeah. And I was like, oh, damn it.
I hate this dude.
I'm back in. Denim guy's super cool and great. Too good. Frank is dumbfounded. He only now remembers Leo telling them that this guy was a god. The denim dude introduces himself as Triptolemus, says, quote, my friends call me Trip, so don't call me that. That's hilarious. That is, I've never heard that phrasing, and it's so funny.
Which friends, though?
I don't know, but it's just such a fun way to do the flip on. My friends call me whatever. Like, my friends call me Trip, so don't call me that because we're not friends. It's so funny. Frank rushes to inform him that he's a child of Mars, not a child of Hades, so you don't need to turn me into some plant. Trip says, I don't know, that's not much better, but maybe he could turn Frank into something nicer. He suggests sorghum. Frank pleads with him that they are on a friendly mission and that they come bearing a gift. And then he hands over the book, which Trip excitedly calls his almanac. And then he giddily asks Frank, where did you find this? And Frank goes, Bologna. There were these. Frank remembered that he wasn't supposed to mention the dwarfs. Terrible monsters. We risked our lives, but we knew this was important to you. So could you maybe, turn Nico back to normal and heal Hazel? And he says that he will let Frank go free, but he won't heal the others as he has beef with Hades. And he cites that his powers come from Demeter, and that could be the justification for this beef. Frank tries recalling the whole Demeter story, but it's hard given that Demeter is the Greek name, and I think it's Ceres that is the Roman name. He's trying to put it all together. Also, the dads are arguing inside of his head, and then...
Still saying kill him.
Yep, which, maybe he's a little more justified now. He then asks... was Persephone a friend of yours? And then Trip has this quote where he goes, I was just a mortal prince back then. Persephone wouldn't have noticed me. But when her mother Demeter went searching for her, scouring the whole earth, not many people would help her. Hecate lit her way at night with torches, and when Demeter came to my part of Greece, I gave her a place to stay. I comforted her, gave her a meal, and offered my assistance. I didn't know she was a goddess at the time, but my good deed paid off. Later, Demeter rewarded me by making me a god of farming. And Frank half-heartedly goes, oh, congratulations on being the god of farming. And Trip acts as if this was a genuine thing. He's like, yeah, isn't it so cool? The god of farming.
I wasn't sure about this god because I remember from Greek mythology that Demeter encounters 2 people that she give godly powers.
Yeah.
So one was him,
okay.
Actually teaching him to do farming and blah, blah, blah. That's the chariot on all of that. And the other one, it was a baby that she literally baked as a bread in a fireplace. So...
What happened to the baby?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Does anyone know what happened to the baby that got baked in the oven?
I don't remember.
It turned into that bread you really like.
A baby. That could be. I agree.
Oh, I'll have to ask Dr. Moya. Why is Demeter cooking children?
Greek mythology.
Yeah, that's funny. That's probably in the Percy Jackson Greek gods things, because it sounds a little familiar. And I did those as live show episodes in the past, but they haven't come on the pod yet. And I can't remember, but it does sound, the whole Demeter helping out does sound familiar, but I also can't remember what happened here. That's really fun.
I just remember that because it's like, why is she just putting a baby in a fireplace? Weird.
Is that where bun in the oven comes from? Maybe.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So Trip explains that he takes the side of his patron goddess, and he says that there was once a Scythian king named Lynkos. Trip tried to teach his countrymen farming, and he killed his right python. And I and Frank ask, what does that mean? And then narrator Frank says, quote, Trip marched over to his winged chariot and hopped in. He pulled a lever and the wings began to flap. The spotted python on the left wheel opened his eyes. He started to writhe, coiling around the axle like a spring. The chariot whirred into motion, but the right wheel stayed in place. So Triptolemus spun in circles, the chariot beating its wings and bouncing up and down like a defective merry-go-round.
What an image.
Yeah, what an image. So I think this is a good point to take our break because the next thing that he does is absolutely wild, and there's only like that we need time to discuss what happens after this because I love the joke that Rix pulls. So if you are listening to the podcast after the fact, we're going to take our break for our mid-roll break, the House of Headlines. So let's all here in the crowd say goodbye to the podcast people. Goodbye, podcast people! Hello and welcome to the House of Headlines Auxiliary Shubio edition. I'm coming to you from the Auxiliary Shubio with updates about the podcast, and I'm very excited to announce that for everyone listening, you can attend a live show because we are live streaming the show we're doing in Atlanta. So on April 20th, 2026, we will be live streaming the Atlanta live show, which is going to be covering the House of Hades chapters 35 and 36 with guest star Ashley Latimer. Now, I know chapter 36 has something exciting. I don't know what it's about. I might have a guess, but there have been lots of people suggesting that this be something that I get a particular guest for, or that this be something that they could see on a stream, hear live reactions, do something about that. So we're going to stream the live show that we're doing in Atlanta. You can get tickets right now at thenewsolympian.com/live. And if you're a patron, you get 20% off tickets, which is pretty sweet. So if you were on the fence about joining the Patreon and you are already going to be thinking about getting tickets to the show, you might as well join the Patreon, even at the smallest tier, and then get the savings for the ticket. Come on, what's not to love? So those are available at thenewsolympian.com/live. It does come with a 7-day replay. So if 7 p.m. Eastern on April 20th, which I believe is a Monday, if that doesn't work out well for you, no problem at all, because every ticket lets you watch the stream replay for 7 days after it airs. So you get a full week to watch it. So if that day or time isn't good, or if you want to rewatch it multiple times or watch part of it or whatever, you can do whatever you want. You can get your tickets at thenewsolympian.com/live. That's also where you can get tickets to all of the other shows that we've got coming up in the month of April. April is a busy month, and I am coming to many cities, and I hope to see you at some of those shows. We're going to be in Albuquerque, Berkeley, Boise, Denver, Atlanta, Charlotte, and Raleigh. Again, tickets for all the shows at thenewsolympian.com/live. Now, live show stuff aside, on a scheduling note, we are going to be taking next week off because March is a 5-Monday month. That is the 5th Monday. It has been 63 days since we have taken a week off. I should be posting a bonus episode. I'm in the works with my intern Jackson about putting together another video bonus episode like we did with Dior, this time hopefully with Kate, who ran the costume department for season 2 of Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the TV show. And then I'm in talks with some other people about future interviews, but that should hopefully be what we do in our off week. So stay tuned for that. Now, notes about this actual episode in particular. At some point in the episode, it might be past the break here, I'm not 100% positive, there will be a point where I talk about Crash Bandicoot 2, and I call it The Wrath of Cortex. That was actually the 4th installment, but not Crash Bandicoot 4, because it wasn't made by Naughty Dog. It was this weird kind of the 4th game, kind of not really thing. But the actual title of Crash Bandicoot 2 was Cortex Strikes Back. And I second-guessed myself because that felt like Star Wars, which it is. The Empire Strikes Back, but I guess that's what the nod is. So my apologies to everyone, especially my father, who played all of the first 3 Crash Bandicoot games with me, as well as Crash Twinsanity. Now, the second correction is that at some point in the episode, I will say that bin chickens are not native to Australia. And 2 weeks ago, I got an email from a listener, Katya, because this came up in one of the other Australia shows. This was said, and I'm just going to read this email to all of you, which is titled Justice for the Bin Chicken. Hi, Mike. In the recently uploaded Perth Live show, you discussed Australian birds, including the much maligned Australian white ibis. Polly claimed, quote, they're not even native, but she is wrong. They are. Maybe she thought they are imported African sacred ibises, but that is incorrect. They are related to each other, but the Australian white ibis is a native Australian bird. Just needed to let you know, because I love ibises. It's not their fault we destroyed all their wetland habitat, so now they have to pick through bins. Anyway, silly correction to make that you may have received lots of emails about, and I feel silly that this is the only email I've sent you after years and years of listening, but I just had to do it. Many thanks for your hard work on all of your great podcasts and the Australian tour. Cheers, Katya. Thank you, Katya. And if anyone else has bin chicken /ibis/other ibis thoughts, throw them in the email inbox of the newest Olympian at gmail.com. Always down to learn more about a bin chicken. Always down for fun facts. Now, earlier, I was talking about the Patreon because you get a discount on the live stream tickets, but I got to give a shout out to the folks who joined the Patreon most recently. So shout out to our newest demigod tier patrons, Caro and Dairy Bird, who also supports our basketball podcast Horse, which is really fun. So thank you both so much. Thanks everyone for all of your support. May Hestia bless you that if you are cooking on a stovetop and it's a stew, you stir it just enough so that you don't get stuff stuck to the bottom of the pot. I thought I was stirring enough and I just wasn't doing it enough. We got little burnt pepper bits. It's okay, but it's not perfect. Now, if you're caught up with the News Olympian and you're looking for some new content to consume, you are in luck because I make a whole bunch of podcasts. I think you would like the podcasts that I make. And one of the podcasts that I did, it was a limited series podcast that I did with my buddy Eric Hamilton Schneider, and it was about the Fast and the Furious movies. It's called The Last and the Curious because I had never seen them until we made this podcast. Eric, on the other hand, a huge super fan. So we did this very fun limited run podcast. We did 13 episodes covering all of the movies and some extra bonus stuff like me making predictions before seeing the films and then us doing a big ranking episode afterwards. We talked about one of the interstitial movies in between. We really covered it all. And you can get the whole podcast right now at thelastandthecurio.us. You can also go to the TNO Patreon shop. And for $5, you get every single episode all at once, no ads. It's a completely high-def, ad-free experience. And you can get all those wonderful episodes. We watched the first 4. We were in person together. We watched the movie and then immediately got on microphones in Eric's room for the first couple. And then we did it remote for one of them. And then the other ones we watched remote and then got on mics after. It was a really fun project to make. We put it all together ourselves, and I think you'll enjoy it. Again, that's The Last and the Curious on the TNO Patreon shop or thelastandthecurio.us. Now, unless you're listening on Patreon or you get access to ad-free episodes, you're going to hear words from a few sponsors who make it feasible for me to be a full-time podcaster. Some of those ads will be read by me, and others of them won't be. The ones that aren't read by me are inserted locally, so if you live in Lesotho, don't be surprised if you hear an ad in Southern Sotho or English. But once those ads are complete, we'll get back into this episode of the News Olympian. Hope you're all doing well. We had a good intermission. I missed you all so dearly. Oh, thank you. That's very kind. Let's conclude reading chapter 19 and maybe do 20 if you're good. Okay. So we just had the whole thing where he gave the display to Frank. Trip gave the display that his chariot doesn't work super well. Now, he says that he cannot spread the good word about farming anymore. He has to do online courses now, which is ridiculous. Have you ever done like an online course of sorts or anything?
Actually, yes.
What was it in?
I mean, art. So that's the easy one.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I did like an online course for a business management-y type thing, like project management. This was when I was still an engineer in Seattle before Potterless took off real big. Mm-hmm. I did an online course because I was like, I want to try and pivot out of engineering. Let me pivot into more like something that feels more fun to do, like businessy kind of stuff. So I did this course, and then like right after I finished, Potterless exploded. I was like, cool, let's do this instead.
Perfect.
So he's doing online courses, and Frank goes, what? But then he instantly regrets going, what? Because Trip excitedly turns on computers that display a website with a guy in a toga wearing a farming hat, and he goes, Trip to Lima's Farming University. In just 6 weeks, you can get your bachelor's degree in the exciting and vibrant career of the future, farming.
It is a bachelor's degree.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
In 6 weeks, which...
6 weeks?
That took me 4 years and $250,000 US dollars to get for me.
At least you didn't do 2 as I did.
Oh, and a good thing I use that degree all the time.
Oh, same.
So good. It's that piece of paper that I spent $250,000 on. Oh, yeah, baby. Well worth it. My parents also helped. I don't want to take full credit. My parents listen to this podcast. Thank you, Barb and Joel. I appreciate it. I know I didn't spend it all on myself. It was us together. Oh, and then my mom's going to be like, Michael, you still use your degree. It's your critical thinking skills that help you.
Yeah, and
Sure, Mom, but I'm not using a lot of multivariable calculus.
I do use my physical therapist degree on art too. So cool.
Do you?
Yes.
How?
What do you mean how?
Oh, I thought you were serious. I don't know, physical therapy and art. I was wondering there.
Yeah, because anatomy.
Oh.
I do character designs.
That's why they look so good, because you understand the body.
Correct.
Yeah, cool. Mm-hmm. Maybe, maybe one day there will be some physics in here and I'll be like, I'm ready. And anyway, online courses. I just love Rick taking shots at online universities because this feels like, I don't know if Australia has this, but especially with this book coming out in the late 2010s, do you all know about America's The University of Phoenix? So it was this like online school that has nothing to do with Phoenix, the city in Arizona, which is a state. It's where the Phoenix Suns play, the basketball team. Oh yeah, Jock Landale was on them. He's Australian. We all know this. You're all big Phoenix Suns fans. You're Jock. Oh, sorry. Okay, I thought everyone would be like, yeah, Jock Landale. Oh, come on. What a name too. It's basketball's not even. I know for a fact it is because I was in South Bank. And there was we were by the Streets Beach after I ate a Buffalo Bill to pay my respects to the country. It was good. Buffalo Bill was good. They know what's up. And then I was walking through. There was like a farmer's market, street market kind of thing. And then there were bars on the left. And one of the sports bars was playing basketball from Unrivaled, which is the women's basketball league, like when they're in the off season for the WNBA. And I was like, okay, Brissy, playing Unrivaled, speaking my language. I would have popped in, but I was with the baby and the family. So I was supposed to do other things, be a good dad and not watch basketball. But it's okay because it's women's basketball, right? Anyway, so we have this thing called the University of Phoenix. I don't know if it's still around anymore, but it's this like unaccredited online college thing where you can get like this BS, not BS Bachelor of Science. You can get the other BS degree, like not real degree. I don't know how it all works. It's like fake university stuff. It feels like this is what Uncle Rick is taking shots at as a former teacher. And I think that's very funny for him to be hating on online universities.
I'm very curious about the website.
Yes. I mean, I will say the logo of a guy wearing a toga and a farming hat feels great. I love that. That's very cool.
It's like the Quaker guy.
Oh, from the oats. Yeah, toga plus farming hat is just a fun, like, discordant vibe. But 6 weeks to get a bachelor's degree, that's
not real.
Not real. Not real.
Unless you don't sleep. Well, technically, I didn't when I did mine, so
I didn't get a whole lot of sleep either. There was a time my junior year, my third year of the 4 in college, where if I got 4.5 hours of sleep, I was like, "Good night, that's good." Well,
I actually sleep 4 hours, so yeah, technically, yes.
And then for a long time that wasn't true, and then I had a baby, and now it's like 4.5 hours. Good night, yeah. She's actually like come back. She's been doing great now. She's good until any parents of young ones in the crowd. Yeah, you know what's really cool? You'll understand this. When you got the kid and they're sleeping well and it's great, and then they get a new tooth and it ruins everything.
Waiting for her to start teething. She just turned 1 last week.
Okay, turned 1 last week. No teeth yet. It'll come and then it'll be like you'll figure everything out. It's great, and then a new tooth comes in and you're like, oh no, my next week. But I get it. You got a tooth like that can't feel good for them. I totally understand. But anyway. Percy Jackson. So he's taking shots at online universities that aren't legitimate. I think that's fantastic. Narrator Frank, when he says program, when he's deciding it, because I have the UK or international, like British English textbook, it's program with the MME program, which was really fun, especially because I typed it into my notes app and they were like, do you mean program? And I was like, no, I mean program. But he, as the narrator, lets us know that he does not care about this online program. Frank tries to reason with the guy, saying that, look, we returned your almanac. Hazel and Nico are really nice people. Don't lump them in with these other Hades people that have given you and Demeter a bad time. And he thinks that Trip is picking up what Frank is putting down. If he heals these two, Frank will stay with him and take up farming. So he is not.
Will be his first student?
Oh, he could have played that angle. Like, I could be an in-person. No, I think he's had it before. I think he was like...
Who's taking his courses?
I don't know. He said with his chariot, he's spreading the good word of farming, but now he can't do that anymore because it's broken. So, I don't know. Yeah. My thought, what I'd written here was like, Frank, just say yes and then leave. Like... I get he's a god, but like he's the god of farming. Like, what is he going to do to you? Like, say yeah, sure.
I mean, your dad is the god of war.
Right.
You can just destroy
and
the
Nico
farm.
can shadow travel. Like, I feel like you should be like, yeah, sure, I'll totally like stay with the farm and heal my friends. Heal the friends. Get us out of here, Nico. Like, just lie and then leave. Children listening to the podcast, don't just lie. That's bad. Don't lie. Be honest. Be truthful. Frank thinks this over, recognizing that he would do it to save Hazel. He would be this guy's pupil and everything, which, again, I think is very sweet. But he thinks, surely this is not what the fates have in mind for me. There must be something else. And then he gets an idea, and he makes a counteroffer. He will fix Trip's chariot. And I wrote, can he? And narrator Frank then goes, no clue what I'm thinking here. I couldn't even figure out Chinese finger traps. So...
He specifically says, I'm not Leo.
Yes,
So-
that's really what it is. Like, you are not necessarily the person for the job, but you are here. You're the only one that is not passed out or a plant. So go for it, bud. But he just knows that a fixed chariot is what this guy wants. So he wants to give him what he wants. So his plan is to figure it out. Frank gives his final terms. I'll fix the chariot, you fix my friends, and give us any help you can in defeating Gia. And then Trip chuckles and asks why Frank thinks that he could help with that. And Frank says that Hecate told them so and sent them here because she knew that you could help us. And Frank hopes that he's not overstepping by saying this, but he senses that Hecate and Demeter are friends, so this could get Trip on board. Play the, oh, my cool pal, our mutual friend Hecate card. Frank explains that Hecate directed them to Bologna and then to Venice, meaning that she knew they would get the almanac and then deliver it to Trip, and Trip would help them. So surely this is all because he has some knowledge that he can share with them, and it'll help them in their quest. So then the book ends the chapter with the following, quote, Trip nodded slowly. Yes, I see. I know why Hecate sent you to me. Very well, son of Mars. Go find a way to fix my chariot. If you succeed, I will do all you ask. If not, I know, Frank grumbled, my friends die. Yes, Trip said cheerfully, and you'll make a lovely patch of sorghum. It's the end of chapter 19, which I've retitled A School Field Trip. What have you retitled?
That's a good one.
School Field Trip. Come on. What have you retitled chapter 19?
I'll say I almost become a farmer in 6 weeks.
In 6 weeks? It's not that long. Yeah, come on. It'll be fine. So let's do a little bit of chapter 20 and then we'll get into Q&A. This one is also called, Frank, we won't retitle it because we won't finish chapter 20 because it's really long. But if you want to fly over to New Zealand and come to the show, the first one's in Christchurch, I think. Yeah, come on through. We'll be doing chapter 20. So it opens with, quote, Frank stumbled out of the black house, the door shut behind him, and he collapsed against the wall, overcome with guilt. Fortunately, the Catoblepones had cleared off, or he might have just sat there and let them trample him. He deserved nothing better. He left Hazel inside, dying and defenseless with a C, because it's the British English one, at the mercy of a crazy farmer god. And I think this is Frank doing the Frank thing where he's way too hard on himself. You left Hazel behind, sure. You left her behind with the only person who knows the cure to the illness she is afflicted with, in the hands of someone who has a vested interest in keeping her alive and wants to do so. Like, I don't think you've left her in these evil clutches of sorts. Like, yeah, you're leaving, but you're like taking the steps to save her. I think he's being way too hard on himself.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Poor Frank.
Poor Frank. He always does this. Like, come on, man. Don't beat yourself down so much. But every narrator, every book is like, I'm the worst. I'm so bad. Like, it's a whole book of everyone doing this. It's kind
except
of fun.
Percy, apparently. He's just like, I don't know what's going on.
Where do I go, Annabeth? What should I do? Who do I fight? Okay, cool. Yeah, water powers. Whee, blue food. So the dad yelling in his head grows intense. Frank yells for both of them to shut up. And then two older Italian women walking by give him side eye and they mutter something in Italian. I need to know what they said. I need to know what they said because that's, so fun. Frank thinks that he might have enough time to get Leo, but he decides against it because, one, it feels like this is his task to complete, so he should be the one to do it, and two, it's not actually a mechanical problem. The problem is that there's no snake, so this is an animal problem. Frank's the animal guy. He should be able to figure this out. Now, just like in the last chapter, Frank thinks that he would also be a snake forever as a wheel if it meant saving Hazel. Third time that he's done this in rapid succession. He is so in love with Hazel. Yes. Dude is so in love with her. Head over heels or animal body part over other animal body part. He's all the way in. All the way in. He starts to think, and he gets the feeling that he's heard something about Mars and snakes before. So despite not wanting to, he kind of tunes into the inner voices, and he asks for help getting a snake, and Mars reveals the story that Frank was thinking of, Cadmus. Narrator Frank says, quote, "The story came back to him. The demigod Cadmus had slain a dragon that happened to be a child of Ares. How Ares had ended up with a dragon for a son, Frank didn't want to know. I'll ask Dr. Moya." But as punishment for the dragon's death, Ares turned Cadmus into a snake. And I guess because Australia does British English, when you guys do quotes for someone saying something, do you do single quotes or double quotes? Double, okay. My PDF has single quotes for people talking, and I don't know if it's just like a PDF thing. I don't know if it's
Maybe
a
it's
British thing.
I don't know.
I think it must just be the PDF. But I was copy pasting them, and the very legal. They're like, we can't pay for. Oh, so the British use a single.
Within a dialogue quote,
Yes.
and they'll use a double, but
Okay, that's the reverse of what.
dialogue is a single.
Okay, so in British, standard is a single, and then inside is a double. We do the thing, at least in America, it's like standard is double, inside is a single.
School is allowed to do whichever.
You're allowed to do whichever,
Consistent.
as long as you're consistent. Oh. Ooh. Okay, that's fascinating.
In English is like that a lot. We technically have both rules from American and English.
You have both rules from American. Oh, so what do you call aluminum?
Aluminium.
Aluminium?
Like the entire world.
Ugh.
You spell gray with an A or an E, and you're kind of technically.
I like that because I even spell it with both. You can use
Yes.
the C's or the S's. Ooh. Oh, that's fun.
Use a way. Yeah.
Oh, but you like favorite. Yeah. Don't worry. I ate the Vegemite shapes with the flavor you can see. I got it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, Percy Jackson. So Frank knows what he needs to do. He's got to find an enemy, and he's got to have his cool dads turn them into a snake. So both dads say that only the greatest of heroes could make such a request, and then they start listing some, and they kind of go back and forth where Mars will list a Roman one, and then Ares
the
will
Greek
list a
one,
Greek
yeah.
one. So they go Romulus, Diomedes, and Heracles, and then Horatius. And Mars does not counter Horatius. And I was not familiar with this guy. Frank asks what this guy does, but he says beforehand, "I will prove to be as worthy as him." What did he do? And then they show him a vision. He single-handedly fended off a horde of barbarian invaders, sacrificing himself on a bridge to stop them from crossing the Tiber. He bought the Romans enough time to prepare their fortifications, and thus he saved Rome. So, pretty high bar.
What a cool guy.
Yeah, look.
Wow.
Hey, pretty cool. Lot to live up to. Narrator Frank then says the following. Frank pushed the voices to the back of his mind. He looked at his hands and was amazed they weren't trembling. For the first time in days, his thoughts were clear. He knew exactly what he needed to do. He didn't know how he would pull it off. The odds of dying were excellent, but he had to try. Hazel's life depended on him. He strapped Hazel's sword to his belt, morphed his backpack into a quiver and bow, and raced towards the piazza where he'd fought the cow monsters. And that is where we will end the show. So fun. So, super cool stuff. Very excited for what's ahead. Really, really liking it. I am stoked for whatever is to happen in Chapter 20, but these are super fun. Now, if you're listening to the podcast after the fact, we'll take a little bit of a break before we get into Q&A, so let's all say goodbye to the podcast people. Hey, it's Mike from the future here. Just one little break we're going to take here since this is a longer episode before we get into the Q&A. The Q&A, which had a lot of interesting things. We had some Brisbane-specific questions. We had some really good general questions. Some questions that we've never heard before. Oh, it was really fun. I did a whole big tangent about me and Kelly securing BTS tickets as well. Good stuff in the Q&A. You're going to want to stick around, but we'll be back soon. Let's do Q&A. Polly, wherever you're at. Oh, hey, let's do Q&A.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so this first one is from Corinne. She asked, if Percy Jackson characters were Vines, RIP, which would they be? And then her suggestion for Percy is the girl with the water getting poured in her face going, hello?
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a classic. Okay. Annabeth, and obviously feel free to jump in if you have any.
If I remember any vines.
God. Oh, so many. Annabeth, because it's there's so many good ones. And my favorite, is it my favorite? I think my favorite vine of all time is, I forget who made it. It was Heather, and I forget the dude's username, but it was on his account. And it was the one where he comes up with a pizza and he goes, "Did anyone order a big sausage pizza?" And then Heather goes, "I did, but I don't have any money." And then it goes, and she winks at him, and then he goes back and he goes, "What the f- did you order a pizza?" And then it cuts halfway through his pizza. So good. So that's Annabeth because it's the correct answer. And then I want to give Piper, just because of like the charm speak and stuff, I want to give Piper and they were roommates.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's perfect. I like that one.
I'm trying to think of other ones. I don't know if any are coming to mind for you.
My favorite, I don't know if anyone else knows this one, but it's the guy's going, "Good credit, bad credit, no problem. Are you dead? Ghost brought it." And then the ghost comes like, "I'm going to get me a Subaru." That's Nico.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Oh, the look at all these chickens is Frank, obviously. Yeah. Potato flew around the room is Jason. Yeah, that's good that's really good. What else? What? Oh, man. So many good ones. Let's see. Grover, the guy that hasn't found his berries? What is guy that hasn't found his berries?
What is that one?
Still haven't found my berries.
No. Don't know that one. That's great. Look, that's the beauty of Vine is like everyone can know one and be like, never heard that one before. I would say, the I guess this would just be like for the books and stuff. But my friend Mike Meeks did. He was, if not my favorite Viner, I think my favorite Viner. He's so funny. He had one. He had one where it's like him like laying in bed and it's like he's being both people in conversation. He goes like, hey babe, do that voice I like. And he turns to the other side. It's the other partner. He goes, "Meanwhile, our heroes." So good. Oh man, that's a great question. That's a great question.
So a lot of the subjects are like Brissie spellings.
Okay,
So this is from Joe, and he's going Brissie with a Y.
Okay.
Joe asks, for the 7, how far do you think they would get into Hades' video game?
Oh,
and
okay.
I'm gonna try it. No revives, repeat runs like Zagreus gets.
Like Zagreus gets?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So just like straight, you just
Straight runs,
just
yeah.
straight run through. Okay. Nico would win on his first try.
He lives there.
He knows all about the underworld. Like he's got the literal the same sword that Zagreus uses. Like he'll be totally fine. Percy just feels like he'd be good at video games, but not like amazing. Grover feels like he'd be very good.
Yeah.
I think Grover would beat it quite quickly. Annabeth would be atrocious.
Oh, yes.
She would be horrendous at the
And
game.
she'd be really annoyed
Give
about
up.
it.
Very upset. And she'd be like, "This doesn't make any sense." Like, why?
Correct.
She'd be upset at like the certain power-ups from the certain gods. Though Athena's are like really strong, so I think she would like that. Hazel, I think, would also probably be good. No, she's from the 1940s. She'd be
she
so
wouldn't
bad.
understand anything.
She'd be like, "A mouse? I thought that's an animal." Yeah, she would be really bad. But like, so maybe she's like in the middle. Like she's got the underworld side of things, but contrast has no idea what a computer is.
I feel like Frank has video game player vibes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Frank, he feels nerdy enough where he'd do pretty solid. I think Octavian would be really bad, and he would be the kind of guy that like rage quits and like throws his controller.
He will
across
probably
the room.
tell everyone that he did great.
Oh yeah, he lies about his stats. Yeah. Oh yeah, I cleared it in 5 tries. Yeah. Okay, sure, bud. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So this one comes from Emily, and she's gone with just Bris Vegas instead of either Brissie.
Bris Vegas. Yeah.
When the PJO characters enter a room, what song would play for them?
Oh, when they enter a room, what song would play for them? Interesting. I would, just because of the old schoolness and the New Orleans, I would love like when Hazel enters a room, it just is like a brass band rendition of "Oh When the Saints Come Marching In." So if you're in New Orleans, there'll be people just like playing that. You can get the different things where there's like a wedding, like where they'll like proceed along with you. Like I think that could be really fun. Percy would have to be Seven Nation Army from the White Stripes because that's canonically the only band he thinks is good.
Yeah.
I mean, Chiron, obviously it's got to be something from Dean Martin, for sure. Grover, it's got to be the discography of Hilary Duff. Yeah, like
Nico is My Chemical Romance.
yeah, it just he's the I'm walking with energy people
Panic at the Disco? Yes.
Every door he opens, I jump in. Like every single time he opens the door. Yeah.
Yeah, very good, very good. So this one comes from Max, and Max has said, "You've spoken about how the Heroes of Olympus, can't read, series would work best as an animated TV series. What animation style do you think it should be?"
Ooh, what animation style? Well, obviously I want it to be a K-drama, but it's not going to happen. So if it's an animated show, oh my gosh, I don't feel it. You are well more equipped to answer this than me, so please take the floor.
I'll say, just because I'm obsessed right now, it's the Mighty Nines style, like
what is
animation.
That?
It's D&D, so it's
D&D.
Critical Role.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, second show.
Okay.
Technically, yeah. So
what's the art style of that like?
How do I describe that? Like it's a adult.
Okay.
Yes. It's a very specific style that they also did for the previous show. So Vox Machina is also in the same realm, but I think it's a little bit more mature-ish. It's like Invincible, also kind of the same realm.
Oh yeah, that does look like Invincible, where it's like. Yeah, it's like anime, but like comic booky.
Yes.
Okay, I think that would work. That'd be fun. I've mentioned this for stuff in the past, but just like whatever animation style is that they use in like Spider-Verse and that one Puss in Boots movie, like that's I think really fun. The like comic booky and all that kind of stuff.
Ooh, like an Arcane one also. That could work.
Okay.
Like very, very flowy, very like polished.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I think it would work. That'd be fun.
So, I agree with you. The Spider-Verse animation style is definitely what I can see.
Nice.
So I'm just going to let everyone know, if you did write a sports-related question, I am going to give you bias. So this person,
let's go.
Katie has said justice for the Brisbane Roar, which is the soccer team.
The Brisbane what?
The Brisbane Roar.
Raw?
Raw.
R-A-W?
R-A.
Oh, Roar. The
Roar.
Brisbane Roar. Okay.
It's a very lion-heavy town.
Yeah.
So Katie's actually come from her grandmother's 100th birthday party, which is amazing.
That's so cool. Congrats to your grandma.
And so she said, in honor of Essie, what do you think the various demigods would be like as grandparents?
Oh, what would they be like as grandparents? Wow. Percy would be the kid whose parents don't let him have candy grandparents. Like he'd have people like, here's some blue M&Ms. As far as who, I think...
Annabeth will still be parenting everyone. So,
she's the kind of scold and
for sure.
Like,
Not saying things verbally, but she's like one look and she's like, stay there.
Yeah, stern look, grandma. Don't touch my stuff. That's good. Frank would be the like have fun playing and stuff. Like, let's play with your stuffed animals. Let's play with their like he just feels like a true kid at heart. You know, even if he was in his 90s.
Leo would just be like the cool grandpa, like shouting, probably just still having fun.
Yeah,
probably talking a lot.
Yeah, playing
and
jokes,
like making
stories.
toys for the kids.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Hazel would be the like good old Southern home cooking grandma. Let me cook you up my famous recipe. Yeah, she'd be really good with that. Piper would be the grandma that has like the perfectly decorated house. Like everything's in its place, and all of the framed photos of the family,
probably.
figurines of something.
Yeah, Piper would also be the one to make the food for the kids because she didn't get that growing up.
Get the vegetarian food. Yeah, that'd be fun. Who did we leave? Jason. Ooh. All-American grandpa.
Baseball.
I could see him being the like, that's your grandpa, like 90. Well, like you're like I just like Prue from the Great British Bake Off just said she's retiring and was like, oh yeah, I'm 86 years old. I was like, you're 86? You look fantastic. Like I feel like that'd be Jason.
That happens a lot, so it's fine.
He would just like look like still like young and vibrant and still ready to hang with the youngins.
Yeah.
It's a great question. That's really fun.
So this next question comes from Mackenzie. The first part is, did Kelly get BTS tickets?
Yes, we stayed up here. Oh, let's do the whole deal.
Yeah.
So, you all know how annoying time zones are here. So the BTS is coming back for a reunion tour, like Airang or something, some tour name that I don't know what it means. Yeah, what does it mean? Arirang? It's a Korean folk song. Cool. So they're coming back, and Kelly was like all stoked to get tickets. They're coming to New York. We did the thing where we like re-upped our Weverse accounts and got in on the pre-sales, blah, 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 signed up for the 3 cities. We're all ready to go. The way it worked was that time zone wise, they went live at like 11 a.m. Eastern local time, which of course was 4 a.m. here.
Yes.
So Kelly was going to bed at midnight and then was going to like wake up at 3:45 and then come up. I had to finish the episode that's up now, the one about the finale. So I was like, I got to stay up doing this episode anyway. I'll just like work through the night and then make sure I'm done by 4 and then we'll do the whole thing. I fell asleep at 1:30 on the couch working. But I woke up to my just in case I fall asleep alarm at 3:45 when Kelly was getting up. We both got up and then we do the thing. So the way it works is like you get into the pre-sale and then they do the thing where like you enter the waiting room, and the ones we were going for were at MetLife Stadium in New York, where it's the Ticketmaster. So we like do that and it goes, and there was like 2 nights that we were doing in New York, so we're each in 2, so there's like 4 total. My spot in the line was like 39,000 and 41,000. We had friends that were in like the 50,000s, and then Kelly got like half as much, so she was like 18,000 and 19,000. So we're like, cool, we're doing yours. And then like if you've ever bought tickets through this thing, like once it gets in, you have to like go and be like, those click, and then do it, and there's like someone else got them, like and then like go to these. So we like frantically got 3 tickets for I think the Sunday show, and then after we like bought them, because we have friends that are trying to go, and like we'll buy you a ticket, give it to you, blah blah blah. So we bought 3 to that. Then Kelly got 2 better seats for the other night, and then it turns out that like one of her other friends are going with other people. Then one of her friends didn't get like tickets at all. It all worked out to where basically Kelly and I are going to go to the better seats, 2 tickets that we got. And then she had a friend who needed 3 tickets. So we're giving they're going to pay us face value for them because they're very expensive tickets. We're going to give the 3 to the friend. So yes, we got it. And then I then stayed up until past that because we had a friend trying to get tickets for the Baltimore show. And then that was at like, I think those went live like at 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was, maybe this all was at 3 in the morning and the Baltimore was at 4. I think that might have been what it was.
Yeah.
So I stayed up to help with that. So I was helping our friend because she had helped us with other ticket things in the past. So then I didn't end up going to bed until 5 in the morning because I was helping friends with the other thing.
My favorite part of the story is your dad then messaging Kelly at 9 a.m. being like, did you know BTS is coming back?
The best is... And my dad sends an email to Kelly after we've like gotten the tickets, like forwards it because he got some like thing that like for a Ticketmaster thing because my dad goes to concerts and stuff, and it was like BTS is back, and he forwarded it to Kelly like she didn't already know. But this happens. My dad will sometimes send me things from like the Knicks, where it'll be like Jalen Brunson's named to the All-Star team. It's like, yeah, Dad. If 4 minutes went by, I would have known. Like, I don't know that you understand how often I go to Reddit r/NBA and check the news. It's great. He's lovely and
it was very sweet.
And it's very sweet. It was very, very sweet. But yeah, we got the tickets and didn't get a lot of sleep.
Exactly. Mackenzie's actual question was, since Nico got turned into corn, what other plant or common farming product would everyone else be turned into?
That's great. What other plants? I mean, Frank would maybe get turned into some sort of barnyard animal.
Or just wheat, maybe.
Yeah.
Just wheat probably.
And then let's see.
Yeah. But just stink.
Is hazel just a hazelnut?
That's fun. That's very fun. Hazel as a hazelnut is very fun. Gosh, what's the most American plant?
It is corn though. Like it is literally corn.
It has to be corn. So Jason's also corn. He is also corn. Percy, is there a blue plant that he could turn into? Is there a watermelon? That's it. Watermelon. He could be a cactus because there's water within him. Seaweed, but that's not farming. Cranberries, they float in the water. Yeah, a lot of things. Yeah, many things there.
Rice.
Many things. Clearly, the answer is yes.
Yes.
There's many things. It's like a fun question, but yeah.
So this one comes from Robbie, and I really like that he wrote hello.
Oh, but spelled like A-U-R.
Yeah. He wants to know if you had to cast an NBA/WNBA player or Brisbane Bullets to portray the big 3, Kronos and Gaia or Gia, who would you pick?
To battle against?
No, to be them like in the show.
Oh, to cast an NBA WNBA player as
the big 3, Kronos and Gia.
Okay. Gia, I'm going to give Diana Taurasi because she's the best trash talker in WNBA history, and Gia is always trying to like get in people's heads. Kronos, oh man. I feel like Shaquille O'Neal could be a good Kronos because Shaq is the classic, like, back in my era, I would have put him through the basket. And Kronos feels like a big, like, back in my era, the golden era, it was better kind of thing. Yeah. And then the big 3, so like Hades and Poseidon and Zeus. Poseidon is Klay Thompson, because if you're familiar with Klay Thompson, he when he was with the Golden State Warriors, he would take a boat to games. He would drive a boat to commute to his game. He's just loves being out on the sea. And then Hades have to be underground, semi-misunderstood.
I feel what's
Percy
his name?
Jackson.
James Harden. I don't know why.
James
They're just
Harden.
vibes,
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
Just sad.
That could work.
Zeus.
And then Zeus,
Who's just in the number one.
yeah,
It's
good.
It's
but
an MJ.
it could be, it could be like MJ or LeBron, where
Yeah.
it's you are the best, but you're also annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one comes from Matt and Dana. They said, with America hosting the Olympics and then Brisbane straight after, which real or mythical place would you like to see host the Olympics?
Real or mythical place hosting the Olympics? New York City, so that I won't have to go anywhere, would be great. But let's see, real or mythical place for
I mean,
Olympics? What about?
if it's New York, it will be even more people there.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is
Yeah, I don't think they would flock to where we are, where we live. I would just have to not leave my neighborhood. Let's see. What about real or mythical? Mythical would be fine. I want to try to think of a mythical location. where it could happen.
Atlantis.
Atlantis, look.
It's all just
the
underwater
only
sports.
Water
Yeah.
sports. It's very specific summer games. It's only water sports and
Hey,
swimming.
they're the best ones anyway.
Yeah.
That's
You
what-
say that because you're the Australians. You're
Yes,
good at that.
that's why we win all our medals.
Yeah, when Michael Phelps isn't mopping the floor through all.
Retired 10 years ago, Mike.
Yeah, but we saw Katie Ledecky and fighting
wins,
against her
3.
arch nemesis.
She wins,
Katie Ledecky from the past
Yeah.
and Katie Ledecky from the future. Where it's who's going to win this race? Katie Ledecky
Ledecky.
or the world record line from Katie
Katie
Ledecky's
Ledecky.
last time? Yeah. No, you guys are nasty at swimming. It's tough. There's got to be some fun mythical locations where it could be, and I'm drawing a blank on so many of them.
I will say the island for How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah.
A lot of obstacles.
Yeah.
Let's get the Winter Olympics on Mount Doom. Oh, God. Let's downhill ski down Mount Doom and see how
A
intense
lot of
it
running.
gets. Yeah. Oh, right.
Already.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, all the track at the bottom. Yeah, it'd be good. It'd be good.
So this one comes from Claudia, and she wants to know, what did you think of the Australian Open?
Oh, it was great. The Oz Open was lovely. AO was phenomenal. I've been to the US Open a ton because my uncle is a big volunteer with the USTA, and we would get tickets and go up and make a big trip of it when we lived in New Jersey. We still when we went in Texas, and then obviously moved to New York and would go. So I've been going so much. So it was fun to go to a different tennis tournament. I've literally been to no other professional tennis event aside from the US Open. So it was very cool. I like that it's in just a park that they use for other stuff in Melbourne. That was really fun. They had a lot of non-tennis things to do, which was cool. So we could get out of the heat, especially with the baby and all. It was fun. There was a breakdancing competition. Ray Gun was not there, and I was
gonna ask.
very upset. I wanted to see everyone's favorite breakdancer breaking it down and looking so cool like a kangaroo. But no, it was cool. The merch is really strong. The merch game is really strong. Polly got our little one, the little ball mascot, Ballo.
Yeah.
Great name. So got a little Ballo who is, yes, a tennis ball wearing an AO headband.
Yeah.
And that was really fun. We got that from Polly even before we went, but then when we were there, we got a really cool hat. I have a shirt that I was even wearing before I changed into this one on stage. It was really nice. We got hats for family members and stuff. I got some socks, the AO socks that were cool. I got a headband. I got a lot of stuff. The merch was really cool. And then the actual tennis was really solid too.
Yeah, we lucked out. We picked a random match, and it was the best match of the day.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
It was. So we were there on the first day. Polly was with Kelly, the baby, and I, and we just stumbled into a match because we tried to go to one, and we had the baby in the stroller, and it was a weird entrance, so we couldn't go in. So we went to this other court just because it seemed like it was going to be good,
And we could get seats in the shade, really. That was the main thing.
Yeah, we got seats in the shade, and it was after the first set had ended, so people had left, and it was a 6-2 first set, so I guess people thought it was going to be a blowout. It was a match between the men's singles match between Echeverry and Kecmanovic.
Yes.
And it was just oh yeah, cool, this will be fun, whatever, two unranked guys, they're probably close in ability. And then it was this 5-set thriller, back and forth, and it was so intense by the end, there was not an open seat in the place because the match was so good, and we just on a whim picked it, and it was one of the greatest matches that I have seen.
So
It just
cool.
topped up the day so well. And then we walked out, and there was a million people there. We're like, okay, it's time to leave.
Yeah, we did did some of the free stuff before. We got like some food, did a little shopping. They had like this like video game thing where you could get out of the heat, and then we were like, let's watch some tennis. And then we watched this big, long, almost 4-hour match, and then we went out, like got some food. It was chaotic with how many people were around. We were like, well, let's get out of here. It was perfect.
It was a great day.
Yeah, it was fun. And even going in, they have fun things where you could like speed test your serve, and that was fun. And there were like photo opportunity things. It was good. It was really good. And the tickets, we got like early bird grounds pass tickets, and they were like $49 Australian dollars, which is like not any dollars. And
as the people who have bought merch will know, the exchange rate is insane.
It's wild. I did for all of the merch. It's just what I charge in the US, just converted and then either rounded up or down to the nearest 5 to make things easy. So hopefully that all like was fine.
Yeah, there was not any issues. It was
okay, cool. I don't know. There was when I did a show in New Zealand, there was a mom who went with the kid, and he wanted to get, I don't know what it was. He wanted to get something, and maybe it was a poster, and she was like, sure, and then saw the price, and she was like, that's as much as the tickets cost. You're not getting a poster. And I was like, this is a commentary on how little I charge for tickets. I keep the tickets super low so that you can just come to, like, I do as low as the venues will let me to like make it so where people can come. Yeah. And then the merch is more because that's the optional portion. But I want to, and I was like right there too. I was like, you could have not said this to my face. I'm the guy. Like it was the poster with me on it.
It's like, wait till I go inside, guys, please.
Right? Yeah. Say mean things about me when I can't hear them, like a regular person.
I just posted on the internet.
I think Mike definitely won't see it.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I don't check those all the time.
Kira and Shana both had very similar questions, both about the hottest 100, which I did inform you about yesterday.
You broke it down.
Yes. Mm-hmm. But their question is, if you had to curate a playlist for the PJO crew, what would it be, or movie soundtrack? So I'm guessing like one song per person.
Okay. I've done some questions like this in some Q&As and stuff, but like, I don't know. I'm
well,
gonna,
maybe
I'm
like Aussie
vibe.
songs.
Well, unfortunately, I don't know too many. We were talking about this last night.
Yes.
I was floored to learn that the guys who sing "We Come From a Land Down Under" are Australian.
Men at Work.
Men at Work.
I know you're worried about saying Men at Work.
I wanted to make sure I didn't want to say Men at Hats like I did at the Sydney show last year. Them being Australian was the most surprising thing ever. I thought it was like Toto in Africa, where it was just like some white dudes from somewhere else were like, let's make a song about Australia. So that was ridiculous to me. Obviously, I know AC/DC, and then...
Which is very Jason coded. Like Thunderstruck.
Yeah, he would love Thunderstruck.
Yeah.
Not only because of the thunder, obviously, but also because they love to play that song at football games. So, yeah, that's a really good pull there. I also feel like Percy would really like AC/DC. Like, if he likes the White Stripes, I think he would like AC/DC. So I think that's definitely a vibe. I defer
Sarah,
to people who might know more about Australian music than me.
Very far departed from music.
Okay.
I'm very much in the other side.
Yes, Leo would like the Hilltop Hoods. I don't know. Do people know the result? I don't want to spoil for people if they're like waiting to find out who won the hottest 100.
Yeah, it should be all right.
It's done. It's good. They know.
They know.
People know.
So Olivia Dean won. She feels very Piper coded to me.
Oh, I know Olivia Dean.
Yeah, she like so. Man, I Need One. It's a very Piper.
Is she Australian?
No, she's English.
Okay. She just still won. Okay.
And then Kelly Holiday came second. But that is Kelly with an I, so that's obviously Kelly with an I. And it's very contentious artist. So.
Who was when we were backstage at the Sydney show and I was Shazamming the playlist because it was so good.
Boy.
It was.
Oh gosh, King Stingray.
Okay.
Who feels like King Stingray?
I'm gonna go to my Shazam playlists of the recent.
I'm trying to think. I feel like King Stingray.
Yeah, Camp Dog by King Stingray played, and I was like, this is really good. As did Water by Koji Radical, Mahalia, and someone else. I think it was I don't know. That's Percy. Great, thank you. So yeah, that song, Percy, and then Camp Dog, King Stingray. I don't know, that feels... Because it was like kind of like rock-ish, right?
Yeah, like it's rock rap, basically.
I could see Frank liking that.
Yeah.
I could see that being a Frank vibe. Yeah.
Okay, what Brisbane landmarks do you think the 7 would most enjoy? That was also from Shana.
Ooh, let's see. The what? There's a fountain.
Yes.
Percy, I think would enjoy all the bridges over the water for sure. Also, like we went somewhere it was like a walking path and everyone on Earth was running on it. Was there like a race or was it just 6 p.m. and everyone on Earth was running?
That's normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Kelly was like, there has to be a race. I was like, I think this is just
No,
when
it's
people run here.
it's just normal.
Yeah,
I do
it
that
was-
too.
There
but in
were
Poco.
so many people. It was wild. It was 5 a.m.
Yeah.
and 6 p.m. Everyone just goes running. Okay. Noted. Man, I don't know. Other
Brisbane. Yeah, Percy could also be those ferries.
Yeah,
I really like the ferry
ferries.
that goes across the
Yeah.
river.
Oh, the city cat and the kitty cat?
Yeah.
And then the city dog, sponsored by Bluey. Yeah, that's fun. Oh, yeah, because Bluey's from Brissie.
Bluey's
from
Brisbane.
Very cool. I think we did not check out Bluey's World. The baby's like a little too young. So to the baby, Bluey is first her first introduction to Bluey was diapers because we had to buy
nappies.
Sorry, nappies. My apologies. We bought them at Woolies, and it was just like the only diaper that was like in her size was Bluey diapers. It was like cool. And then Bluey was a book character to her because she was gifted Bluey books at one of the other live shows, and then we got her the Bluey cricket book. So she's gone this thing where like Bluey is primarily a diaper nappy character. Secondary is a book character. Later, I guess she'll learn that the show exists too. So no, we did not bring her to Blue World. She was like a little too young to like get it, and for us to spend what certainly is too much money to go to Bluey's World. We'll save that for the next time we're in town. But yeah, other land. I feel like Piper would really like
This
the
might be a
Botanical Gardens.
niche reference.
Okay.
But the Gabba feels like Leo because it's constantly nearly burning down.
What's the Gabba?
The Gabba is the cricket ground or like AFL ground,
okay,
and there have been multiple fires in there,
Whoa.
just like randomly. Like
love
one
it.
time, the DJ booth literally caught on fire.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Playing too many good hits. Just fire playlist.
Australia Zoo, like Steve.
Yeah,
probably.
Frank Australia Zoo is good, or like the koala sanctuary that we went to, something like that. I feel like Piper would really get down with the botanical gardens. It's just like so pretty and beautiful. We went to whichever the one is like. We took the bus and it's like up like at the lookout and stuff, and it's near the it was near the planetarium.
I think
and
at
stuff too.
Annabeth it's just all the cool buildings.
Yeah, there's
so
a lot of
many good-
really solid architecture.
Yeah.
Kelly was commenting about how like so much of the architecture is just like very thoughtfully designed, and a lot of things are like, what is a way that we can make this functional and also look very impressive? And I think Annabeth would really appreciate just like some of the cool architecture around town.
yeah. Well, that's pretty much all the questions.
Oh, whoa, okay.
And it's like right on 904. So
okay, sweet. Well, that means that's our show. Thank you all so much for coming to the show. What a fun time. Give it up to Sarah for being an incredible guest. Give it up to Polly for running the Q&A and the merch table and doing some behind-the-scenes stuff as well. Give it up to everyone here at Big Fork, from organizing it to running the sound to the tech to the hospitality, checking in tickets. Everyone here has been awesome. So please, big round of applause for everyone at Big Fork. So fun to do a show like at an improv theater, just like coming out of one of these doors as an improv guy. I was like, yes, this is correct. And of course, give a shout out to Kelly for watching the baby and facilitating this, making this all possible. This has been a delight. I'm so glad to finally do a show here in Brissy, no matter how you spell it, with an I, E, or a Y, or with Z's in there. Who even knows? But I hope to return. This has been an absolute delight. Thank you all so much.
I just have friendship bracelets.
Thank you. After the show, for sure. I need to say goodbye. No, you're all good. I really appreciate it. That's so kind of you. But hopefully, I will find my way back to Brissie for some sort of show in the future. But until then, I'll see you later. Thanks so much for coming out, everybody. Hey, thanks for listening to this episode of The News Olympian. This podcast is created, hosted, and produced by me, Mike Schubert. I also run the social media and the website. Our editor is Sherry Guo. The music is by Bettina Campamanes and Brendan Krugel, and the art is by Jessica E. Boyd. If you can't get enough of the show, you can go to thenewsolympian.com/Patreon for bonus episodes, bonus content, ad-free episodes, a whole bunch of fun stuff. If you want to interact with the community around the show, you can check out the Discord, which is available to all patrons, or we're on social media. We're at Newest Olympian on Instagram, Blue Sky, and Twitter. And we've got a subreddit, reddit.com/r/thenewestolympian. You can also show your love for TNO by getting TNO merch at thenewsolympian.com/merch. Of course, want to give a huge shout out to our producer level patrons: Kelsey Gillespie, Vicky Garcia, Frida Vikstrom, Megan Moon, Polly Burge, Nikki Harris, Tatiana Schmidt, Sandra Rose, Josh Sayer, Sam Ruby, Mrs. O'Leary, Milo Kim, Sandkopf, Rayla Matthews, Sky Mallory, Mick Walters, Grace, Ginger Spursboy, Bradimus Prime, Skylar Sisters, Scott Sheldon, Ann M. Thayer Cohen, Bella, Percy Jackson, Kit Kat Crumbs, Jim Jam Koopy, Andrea, not Andrea, Jordan Ray, Nico's Black, Vespa, Zayden Wintergate, Terry Rothfuss, was Certified Ghost King's emotional support friend, Lee Hartley, Persasabeth, and Alex DeLong. If you want to support the show in a non-monetary way, word of mouth is essential for podcast growth. You can tell a friend directly, say, hey, there's this Percy Jackson podcast I think you would like, check it out. You could leave a rating and review on whatever podcasting app you're using, or you could just talk about the show on social media. All these things really do help. I really appreciate anyone who has done so in the past, and I appreciate anyone who will do so in the future. But I'm just so thankful that you tuned into this episode, and I hope you tune into our next episode where we'll be joined live in Christchurch, New Zealand by Stella Cheersmith to break down the rest of Chapter 20 and all of Chapter 21 of The House of Hades. But until then, I'll see you later. Hey everyone, how's it going? It's me, ASMR Mix. With the recent live show that we did in Vienna, Virginia, a dedicated listener who has come to a lot of shows, Jeanette, gifted me a Trinity Rodman Washington Spirit scarf. Trinity Rodman is on our women's national soccer team here in America. She plays for the Washington Spirit. Jeanette and I have trash talked about our favorite soccer teams back and forth a little bit in the NWSL. So she gifted me this beautiful scarf, and it's got fun little tassels on the end, so I'm going to run those on the microphone for this ASMR Mix segment. I don't know if that's making noise, but I'm trying. Maybe I'll just rub the scarf on. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you, Jeanette, for the scarf.